Hey, what's up, everybody? Just rocking that Corona look. All right, so I'm here to answer this question: how to eat any food, and I do mean any food, while getting that lean, sexy, that beach body, well-proportioned look. The look that you would see celebrities have, while still enjoying all your favorite foods. First of all, I want to talk about why is the answer to this question important? Why do you need to know this? A lot of traditional bodybuilders and a lot of fitness gurus, they will tell you to, eat clean and, you should give up certain foods and you should train your hardest or, no pain, no gain. Here's what I always wondered. We all started our journey, whether that's a fat loss or a body transformation, because we want to change the way we look so that we feel better about ourselves. We're trying to upgrade our lives through upgrading our body so that we can enjoy life more. I don't know about you, but my dream life is kind of, rocking that sexy look while, still being able to enjoy the foods that I like, still being able to go to social settings and, drink moderately, socialize, have fun. What's the point if you're like a statue, okay? You got the body, but then you can't do this, you can't do that. You can't eat, you can't enjoy the foods you like. You go to a social setting, can't drink, everybody's having lunch, and they ask you if you want to eat something. You're like, no, and you bring out your little container of like, chicken breast and broccoli. I'm asking you here, you want to enjoy life more with this body, but if you can't do all these things and you're not enjoying life, what is the point? That's like being rich in a currency that doesn't exist anymore. You can't even use the money. My philosophy is that fitness should be something effortless. It should be effortlessly incorporated into your lifestyle so that you can still enjoy the foods that you love in moderation and you can still do all those fun things, whether that's social or with your family or your friends. You shouldn't need to choose between fitness and a fit body versus the enjoyment of life. That is why it's important to know how to do this, how to eat any food while still, looking lean. So now you must be wondering, Andy, what is the answer? How do you do it? We all know that we need to stay in a calorie deficit. The problem is not that we don't know the concept, but more like how to do it. Right? So here it is. It's about making good decisions on food selection every single day consistently. Now here are the details to how to actually choose your food, because that is the problem here. I've broken this whole selection process down to 3 things. Okay, here we go. So first thing you need to worry about, protein to calorie ratio. In order to stay lean, not only that you need to hit a certain amount of calories, you also need to have enough protein. When you design your nutrition, you would realize that that protein target is pretty high. Like, you have to put in effort to hit that amount of protein. You can't just casually, wing it. That means we need to focus on protein. And to spend your calorie budget wisely, you need to focus on how much protein does this food give you for the calories that you need to spend it on. This is first concept that I've created. It's called protein to calorie ratio. If the food gives you a high amount of protein, but it requires you to spend less calories, that's great, because then you can hit your protein target easily while not spending so much calories. So then you can spend that extra calories on something else. Maybe something else that you love that doesn't really give you protein. It's important to take a look at the food's protein to calorie ratio. Second thing, satiation to calorie ratio. Now, what do I mean by satiation to calorie ratio? It's how much does the food keep you full and full for a long time given the calories that you spend on that food. Right off the bat, you can kind of see that this ratio isn't very clear cut. So it does take some trial and error. My tip is that you want to minimize liquid calories because liquid foods are not as satiating as solid foods. Now, the last thing you want to consider, happiness to calorie ratio. So you might be thinking, what does happiness have to do with anything? Now, let me explain what that means. So we all have our favorite foods. For me, that's fried chicken. That brings me a lot of happiness. What foods bring you happiness? What are your favorite foods? If you're spending your precious calories on something, that food better be something that you like. You know, if you're spending majority of your calories on foods that you hate, like let's say I hate chicken breast and I spent like 80% of my food's calorie budget on chicken breast, how far do you think I can last? Think about how much happiness does that food bring you? If you really like that food, or if you just kind of like it, or you think that you're just eating it because you should. So putting it all together to pick your food and plan your food for the day, you want to think about first, do you have enough protein? So protein to calorie ratio. If you're spending some calories on foods that don't have that high of a protein content, then you might want to, for the other stuff during the same day, you might want to pick foods that are higher in protein, right? So that you end up hitting your protein target. Second, satiation to calorie ratio. For all the foods in a day that you consume, are they delivering a good level of satiation? Are you full? Now, if you're hungry by the end of the day, if you're always hungry, that is probably the number one enemy to fat loss and to body transformation, because hunger will signal you to eat more and it will really mess up your plan to, stay in a calorie deficit or your calorie target consistently. Number 3, happiness to calorie ratio. So do you like the food that you're eating? Don't just eat foods that you think are that you should eat. Your favorite foods matter, because if you're eating foods that you grinding your willpower away to eat, then you're not gonna last that long. Okay, so consistency is king. So we want to choose foods that we love, and we want to balance these 3 factors. So if you're only drinking milkshakes because you really love milkshakes, and you go all out on happiness, but you don't care about your protein or satiation because milkshake is liquid, you drink it, you might feel kind of bloated for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you're hungry again. So the satiation is low. If you're only considering, let's say, 1 factor out of the 3, then that's not enough. If you're only considering, let's say, satiation, and let's say chicken breast and broccoli, very satiating foods, but you hate it, then that's not good either. So I hope you're getting the gist of all this. You want to consider all 3 factors when you're choosing the foods for the day and balance it. When you find your own balance point, then eating food to stay in that calorie deficit or whatever your target is becomes easy. So that is the answer to the question, how to literally eat any food while still, maintain this lean physique, right? Okay, so if you want that direct step-by-step guidance and coaching by me, everything personalized, and you don't have to go through that trial and error process, click that button below for my personal training programs. For the online training programs, we use an app that's super easy to use, like dead easy. Okay, so we would communicate through that app, and your nutrition and everything becomes synced. I would literally be step by step, holding your hands, guiding you from point A to point B, wherever you are, your physique, to your final dream destination. You'll basically have me in your pocket. All right, so if you're interested in something like that, click that button down below. But otherwise, honestly, I've given you the answers along with all my other tips on my Instagram and my website. Just check them out. You can just walk away with that free information. If you can apply those things and go through your trial and error for your own body and find what works for you, trust me, you'll still get the results without me. No gimmicks, just pure practical solutions.